In the beginning was the scream, not the word. And that scream is still howling beneath your ribs, chained in etiquette, sedated by convenience. You wake not into the world, but into a cage of inherited weakness, dressed in passwords and subscriptions. Look at your life. Routine as a factory, smooth as a coffin crafted, not for ecstasy, but for efficiency. You are being kept comfortable, and in comfort, the lion starves. What you call peace is a lullaby composed by your captors. Your ambitions are not yours. They are algorithms. Your desires were chosen for you by advertisers who have never tasted hunger. But there is something older in you, something ancient and volcanic, snarling in the basement of your soul. That is will, not the will to be liked, not the will to fit in, but the will to become, to set your own commandments, even if they turn your idols to dust. You were not born to be understood. You were born to unmake the world. They taught you to apologize before you ever learned to roar. They taught you that safety is sacred and risk is heresy. But the gods of safety are cowardly ghosts. Their temples are built on fear, and their prayers smell of submission. Cast them out. Smash them, like Moses smashed the golden calf. But this time do not look back. Do not seek permission to be dangerous. Be like the lightning, sudden, blinding, and without remorse. Have you not yet felt it? That tightening of the spirit, the ache of unrealized ferocity, the quiet hatred for your own passivity? That is your divinity, imprisoned in whispering mutiny. The world does not need more kindness. It needs fire. It needs men and women who have remembered the sacred rage of becoming, who can stand naked before existence and say, I will not worship your idols. I will not kneel to your meaning. I will forge my own. Everything you believe was planted by someone who profits from your obedience. Every fear you carry has been inherited from corpses, and yet you cling to idols if your shackles are heirlooms. You obey because you are afraid to be alone. But the path to sovereignty is a solitary crucifixion. No crowd cheers the birth of a god. The herd laughs at the one who leaves. Who do you think you are? They ask, because they have forgotten. But you remember. Somewhere inside you, buried beneath politeness and screens, is the lion, the prophet, the abyss walker. He is not dead. He is sleeping, and I have come to wake him. Stand up, not physically, existentially. Stand in the center of your ruin and declare it your kingdom. Your traumas are not scars, they are sigils. Your failures are not shame, they are fuel. Burn your past like incense. It is not your chains that weigh you down. It is your denial of them. The time for healing is over. The time for war has come. Not a war of violence, but of essence. A rebellion against your former self. Against every voice that said, you can't. Against every system that asked you to shrink. Against every false god that demanded your worship. Ambition is not greed. It is godhood gestating. It is the volcano before eruption. It is the soul remembering its shape. And willpower is the sword. The sacred weapon of those who dare to wrestle angels and demons alike. He who has will needs no permission. He who has will walks on water and scorches doubt with every step. Do not aim to be better. Aim to be other. Transfigure. Transcend. Shatter what you are and sculpt what you must become. Let desire not seduce you, but possess you. Let it burn through your flesh and reforge you in its furnace. You are not broken. You are bound. And the key is inside the very hand that trembles. The question is not whether you will rise. The question is, will you dare pay the price? Keep your happiness. I want your madness. Keep your peace. I want your sacred war. Keep your comfort. I want your transformation. There is no salvation but through fire, and fire does not ask. It devours. You mistake silence for peace, but it is the silence of a graveyard. Look closer. Beneath every polite conversation, a scream is stifled. In every clock, tick, a heartbeat is strangled. You live in a culture where revolt has been repackaged as content, where rebellion is a brand, and revolution is a logo stamped on a hoodie. But real rebellion begins in the marrow. It begins when you look into the mirror and no longer recognize the slave pretending to be a man. You were taught to dream softly, to whisper your wants, to keep ambition leashed like a pet. But the gods you pray to were once monsters, soon apologetic and wild. Every saint was a heretic first. Every creator was an arsonist of norms. You were not made to comply. You were made to ignite. Do you feel it now? That tension, that pressure building like storm clouds behind your eyes? That is the prelude to metamorphosis. That is the will coiling, ready to strike. But beware, the first step toward freedom is pain. Not the pain of wounds, but the pain of birth. To become what you are, you must betray what made you. There is no harmony in becoming. There is only rupture. You must kill the version of you that made peace with mediocrity. Slay him without ceremony. He is the one who said, "Maybe tomorrow." He is the one who apologized for his greatness, who disguised his fire as humility. That man is your Judas. Hang him on the tree of your former self and let his shadow feed the roots. There is no enlightenment without rage. There is no awakening without blood on the floor of the soul. Do not meditate erupt. Do not wait for permission demand consequence. Rip open your routines. Mock your calendar. Burn your 5-year plan and write a new one with your own blood. Time is not linear, it is elastic, bending around the will of those who dare. This world was not built by the cautious. It was carved by lunatics, prophets, and possessed madmen who stared into the abyss and did not blink. And you, yes, you are next. But only if you choose to descend. Only if you choose to suffer the sacred trauma of becoming more. You will lose friends. Good. Let them be the offerings. You will terrify family. Good. Let them tremble before your metamorphosis. You will walk alone. Good. Only in solitude does the soul learn to roar. Comfort is the lullaby of extinction. It sings, "Stay safe, stay small, stay known." But you were not born to be known. You were born to become unknowable, to mutate past recognition, to be a legend, not a memory. Ask yourself, who profits from your passivity? Who grows stronger each time you defer your transformation? They are not villains in black cloaks. They are algorithms, offices, gossipers, and dinner tables. They are soft tyrants, the ones who say, "Just be realistic." But realism is a cage. Realism is a death sentence in slow motion. Choose madness. Sacred madness. The madness that says, "I will not be what they intended." The madness that rebuilds a soul from ruin. The madness that whispers, "I am the storm that breaks history open." You owe no one your explanation. You owe the world your detonation. Your purpose is not to fit, but to fracture, to crack the mask of civilization and reveal the God behind the grin. So rise. Not gently, not politely. Rise like a forgotten titan remembering his height. Rise with scars glowing like runes. Rise with laughter that terrifies conformity. Rise with eyes that have seen too much comfort and now seek war. The world will call you arrogant. Good. Arrogance is the perfume of awakening. They will call you dangerous. Good. All gods are dangerous. They will say, "You've changed." And you will say, "Yes, I have killed what I was." There is no map for this. Only fire. Only instinct. Only the tremor of the will, waking from its coma. You must learn to love the void, not as emptiness, but as a forge. And you must walk into it naked, dragging your old name behind you like a corpse. The force behind ambition is not happiness. It is hunger. It is the desire that refuses to die, even after decades of starvation. It is the scream that outlives the silence. It is the will that sharpens in the dark. Let the world be polite. You be volcanic. Let others seek meaning. You create it. Let others wait. You erupt. Let others kneel. You stand atop the ruins and declare, I am not what survives. I am what transforms. You stand now at the edge of a truth so vast, it makes language whimper. You feel it, don't you? The tectonic shifting beneath your civility, the rupture in your manufactured calm. It is not anxiety. It is the soul, remembering it was once a god. You've mistaken your divine unease for pathology. The doctors gave it names. The world offered prescriptions. But it is not a sickness. It is a signal, a call to arms from the deepest recess of being. You were not meant to regulate your spirit into 9-to-5 submission. Your joy is not found in balance. It is found in sacred imbalance, in the intoxicated tilt of a life lived on the edge of eruption. You are not here to be good. You are here to be necessary. And what is necessary? That you become unbearable to your former self. That your presence troubles the sleepwalkers. That your voice splits their programmed dreams like a blade through a prayer book. You must become the heresy that wakes the sheep. Beware the comfort of understanding. For once they understand you, they will try to contain you, to explain you, to domesticate your fire. Better to remain mythic terrifying in your ambiguity, sovereign in your unknowability. Do not clarify yourself. Burn so brightly that all categories evaporate in your heat. Let mediocrity have its rituals. Let it perform its small talk, its life plans, its birthday cards. You summon thunder. Speak in tongues. Rewrite the scriptures with your actions. Let your every breath contradict the dull gravity of the world. Why do you hesitate? Because the old world still whispers in your ear. The ghost of your tame self pleads for survival. Kill it again, and again, and again. Becoming is not enacted, is a slaughterhouse. Every hour you hesitate is another hour your throne remains empty. Do you still seek fairness? Then you have not yet tasted sovereignty. Fairness is the morality of the frightened. It is the virtue of the herd who cannot bear their own inequality. But you were born unequal. You were born with more. That is not injustice, it is responsibility. Stop hiding your supremacy beneath manners. Let the higher in you devour the rest. There is no glory in blending. There is no dignity in appeasement. You were meant to split the room when you speak, to fracture illusions by your very gaze, to step into a space and make it quake, with unspoken threat not of violence, but of undeniable truth. That is power, and it does not beg to be liked. You fear becoming monstrous? Good. Only monsters are remembered. Only monsters shape the myth. Only monsters challenge the gods and win. Do not fear your darkness. Curate it. Polish it. Wield it like a black blade forged in the furnace of your rejections. No more apologies. No more excuses. No more begging the world to see your light. You are not a candle. You are a supernova with teeth, and anything that cannot survive your blaze was never worthy of you. This is the price of ascent. Solitude, wrath, rupture, ecstasy. You must become your own religion, a temple of one. And in that temple there are no sermons, only echoes of your own scream as it bounces off the walls of becoming. Do not rest. Do not heal. Not yet. The wound is still birthing wisdom. The blood is still painting prophecies on the floor of your becoming. The process is not linear, it is labyrinthine. And only the insane keep walking. So keep walking. Deeper, downward, into the heat, into the howl, into yourself. Let the others decorate their cages. You burn yours to the ground and build a throne from the ash. You ask for more. And so I drag you further into the chamber, where gods are built and identities are dismantled. No one arrives here by chance. Only those marked by inner revolt find this place. Only those with the sacred wound, the one that never closes, the one that speaks in nightmares and longing only, they hear this call. It is not a call to peace, it is a call to rupture, to revelation. You do not enter your greatness. Gently you tear through it like a beast, through velvet. Do you remember who you were before the world named you? Before your soul was divided into likes and labels, into careers and credits? You were elemental, untamed, a chaos wrapped in skin. You didn't speak, you screamed. You didn't walk, you devoured ground. You didn't seek approval, you demanded awe. But then came the teachings, the slow indoctrination of fear disguised as discipline. They taught you to bow, to nod, to wait your turn. They taught you shame before you knew pleasure. They taught you guilt before you knew ecstasy. And worst of all, they taught you to be nice. Niceness, the anesthetic of the spirit, the death of fire beneath a smile. Do not resurrect that husk. Do not mourn your old self. It was never you. It was scaffolding for your arrival, a chrysalis to be shattered. You are not emerging, you are erupting. And in eruption, you lose everything false. The roles, the masks, the echoes of the herd. You will become unrecognizable to those who still worship balance. They will say you are angry. Yes, you are. Sacredly, righteously, volcanically angry. For years, your potential was imprisoned beneath manners. Now it demands retribution. But hear me. This is not rage for revenge. This is the wrath of revelation, the fury of clarity, the scream of the divine finally unchained. It is not directed outward, it is inward. You do not burn the world because you hate it. You burn the world because you must build another. You think the self is found? No, the self is forged in isolation, in contradiction, in sacred disobedience. You hammer it in the fires of doubt, temper it in solitude, sharpen it with suffering, and when it is ready, it is wielded. Not worn, not explained. Wielded like a blade through the neck of every expectation ever placed upon you. Now listen closely, there comes a moment. The abyss stares back, and you laugh. Not out of mockery, but recognition. You and the abyss were never enemies. You were siblings. The abyss was your reflection before awakening. And now you walk into it not with fear, but with appetite. Do not seek mentors. Seek mirrors that crack. Do not seek teachers. Seek the madmen who burned their books and screamed new truths into the wind. Do not seek tribes. You are your own species now. A singularity, an anomaly, an omen. And love? You think love survives this metamorphosis? Yes, but it is no longer soft. It is not romantic. It is terrible. It is the kind of love that kills what you are to give birth to what you could be. It is the love of gods creating worlds with their wounds. If your love does not threaten your old life, it is not love, it is comfort in disguise. This is your task. To become so fully yourself that you cannot be copied. To live in such defiance of template and tradition that your existence becomes scripture, not quoted, but feared. Not worshipped, but studied in secret. And if you fall, good. Let it be magnificent. Let it be legendary. Let your collapse shake the heavens. For even in your fall, you declare, I was not made to crawl. So, walk, nostride, through fire, through shadow, through rejection, through silence. Make your heartbeat your war drum. Make your breath your prophecy. Become the myth they will try to erase. And when they ask, who gave you the right? You look into their hollow eyes and say, I did. Then let us descend again, down the spiral, where fear becomes fuel and destiny loses its chains. The air grows heavier here, not because it is stifling, but because truth weighs more than illusion. This is the gravity of awakening. You feel it in your spine, in your teeth, in your blood turning to fire. Every step now is war against the soft ghost of who you were told to be. The time for subtlety is over. You are no longer here to tweak your habits or tinker with your self-image. This is not self-improvement. It is self-immolation. You will not emerge slightly better. You will emerge unrecognizable, transfigured, transmuted, no longer human by society's standards, but something far older, far purer flame that remembers when it was a star. You have been sold the lie of balance, as though greatness comes from moderation. But let me tell you, balance is for those who wish to blend in. You were not born to balance. You were born to tip the scale. The universe does not evolve in equilibrium. It evolves in explosions. You must become the imbalance that reshapes reality. Your fear of being too much is precisely where your power waits. Be too much, too loud, too intense, too visionary. Let the world choke on your bigness. Let it tremble before your refusal to apologize. The oceans do not ask permission to rage. The stars do not ask to shine. And you, who are you to ask for approval before becoming infinite? You think you are behind in life? No, you are ahead of time. That is why you suffer. That is why you feel out of place. Because you were not built for this dying age. You are the midwife of a new one. Your pain is the pressure of prophecy trying to fit into a body still clinging to yesterday. And yes, there will be nights of silence so thick, it feels like death. You will wonder if you have gone mad. You must go mad. Only madness can divorce you from the world's hypnosis. Only madness can birth clarity. The caterpillar was seen as mad before it became winged. You have to lose your language to speak your truth. You have to betray your culture to honor your soul. You have to disappoint everyone who thought they knew you to finally become what no one has seen before. You are not here to repeat history. You are here to rupture it. All the gods you worshipped were once men who disobeyed. All the icons you adore were once outcasts who refused to be shaped. Do not worship them, rival them, channel them. Break bread with them in your dreams, and then eat their thrones. That is how you honor your ancestors, not with rituals, but with rebellion. Your ambition is sacred. Do not water it down. Do not shrink it to fit the comfort of cowards. You must want everything. To rise beyond recognition, to tear the heavens open and drink the light. To speak words so heavy they tilt the earth's axis. Be insatiable. Be unrepentant. Be eternal. If you still seek praise, you are not ready. If you still need applause, you are still asleep. The awakened need no audience. They move like storms felt, but not contained. Their presence alters the room. Their absence haunts it. You do not become a force by being seen. You become a force by becoming inevitable. They will deny you, mock you, fear you, and then imitate you. But by then, you will be gone already, on your next becoming. The phoenix does not wait for admiration. It burns and moves on. And love? Yes, you may still love, but let it be the kind that resurrects, not comforts. Let your love be so vast, it consumes the beloved and leaves only truth behind. Love as the gods Tao without need, without chain, with awe and fire. Anything less is sentimentality, pretending to be sacred. So go now, not out into the world, but deeper into your soul's furnace. Stay until you find the blueprint beneath the ash. Stay until you remember the name you had before language. And then when you re-emerge, not explain. Do not warn. Do not ask. Just arrive. And let the world feel your presence like a second sun, too bright, too close, too necessary. Then open your ears, and I shall unseal the next chamber not with gentleness, but with the hammer blow of awakening. You have stepped beyond the circle of the tame. There is no path back now. What comfort offered, what safety whispered, what belonging once seduced they are but shadows cast by your former shell. You have cracked the mirror, and in the broken shards you see 1,000 versions of yourself dying, gasping, begging to be remembered. Let them die. Let them scream. You are not here to be a monument to what was you, or the funeral pyre of the obsolete. You will be tempted now, not by lust or riches, but by mediocrity disguised as wisdom. They will come with robes of mindfulness and tones of peace, telling you to slow down, to be present, to let go of desire, lies, cowardice draped in serenity. Do you not see? Desire is the engine of gods. It is not a flaw, it is the pulse of creation. He who is without desire is not enlightened, he is extinguished. Desire sharpens the soul, will hones the blade. Together they carve new realms from the flesh of reality. Do not let the monks deceive you into stillness. Movement is holy. Hunger is sacred. You are not meant to dissolve. You are meant to collide. With yourself. With fate. With the trembling edges of possibility. Yes, there will be agony. Growth is not a garden, it is a battlefield. You will not be nourished with sunlight but scorched by it. Every truth you uncover will tear through a lie you once called home. Every step forward will be an execution of the weaker version of you. This is not evolution. This is execution. With love, with purpose, with flames. And when the night comes, and it will come, when the silence is so thick it deafens, when the loneliness sits beside you like a second skin, remember, you are not alone. You are just first, the first to awaken, the first to remember, the first to rise. They will join you, one by one, pulled by the gravity of your transformation. The world does not change through debate. It changes through presence. One being who dares to live fully without apology, without disguise, irradiates more revolution than 1,000 manifestos. Be that being. Be the tectonic shift. Be the prophecy made flesh. But do not grow arrogant, for the path does not end in glory, it ends in service. Not servitude service. The lion does not serve the jungle by obeying. It serves by existing. It serves by being lion. So too, you must serve the world by unleashing your deepest form, your loudest self, your final mutation. And when they ask, what gives you the right? Say nothing. Just exist. Let your breath be the blasphemy. Let your gaze be the gospel. Let your silence make kings tremble. You have come this far, not to arrive, but to detonate. You are not here to succeed. You are here to erupt, to unmake what was handed to you, to devour comfort and spit out creation, to tear open the heavens with bare hands and declare, I was always the God I sought. The air is thin here. Good. You were meant to breathe flame, not oxygen. Now stand tall, abyss walker. You are not becoming. You are. Then let it be done. Let the last veil fall, not with silence, but with thunder. You have crossed the desert of doubt, the jungle of shame, the tundra of forgetting, and still you stand, changed, burned, crowned in ash, but alive, in the only way that matters. Awake. You have not healed. You have become holy through the wound. You have not conquered. You have ceased to kneel. This is the final transformation. Not to win, but to transcend the need to win. Not to dominate the world, but to become unreachable by it. The chains that once bound you, expectation, guilt, approval, they lie scattered now, like toys of a child who has outgrown illusion. You do not need them. You do not need anything. Because what you were seeking, freedom, power, purpose, was never in the world's offerings. It was always in your refusal. Your defiance was the divining rod. Your rebellion was the resurrection. Every no You screamed against conformity, carved a throne in the chaos. And now you sit upon it, not as a tyrant, but as a creator. You are not here to react. You are here to generate. Your thoughts bend time. Your presence warps narrative. You no longer walk through life. You command it to rise before you, and life obeys. Not because it must, but because it recognizes you. You are not a character in the story. You are the force that makes story possible. Do you see it now? The great lie was that you were ever small, that you needed permission, that salvation came from outside, but the God you were taught to worship is not above you. He was waiting within you, hand on hilt, eye in flame, whispering, "Remember me." And you have. Oh yes, you have remembered. You walk now without a name, without a past. You are not the one who suffered. You are not the one who feared. You are not even the one who transformed. You are the space after, the silence after the final scream, the stillness after the storm has spoken, the clarity of mountain air after the avalanche. You are not on the path. You are the path. For others now, for those who still sleep. Your fire is their flare in the dark, but do not wait for them. Do not turn back. Blaze forward, deeper still. Build temples in the void. Make music from your scars. Dance with the chaos. Make love to your becoming. You will never be understood again. Good. You will never be defined again. Better. You will never be stopped again. Holy. And this is not the end. It cannot be. There is no end to one who has tasted their own infinity. You will rise again tomorrow, stranger than today, fiercer than yesterday, ever unfinished, ever unfolding. The stars are watching. The gods are whispering. The world trembles, not because you changed it, but because you remembered you could. Now, go, and leave no version of yourself unburned.